everybody. So you're probably wondering, what does Miss Bradling have on her forehead? It looks like she's got a big old zit. So today's is gonna we're gonna have a little bit longer video because we had a total disaster with technology, and so most of you or a lot of you will be doing the lab today asynchronously. So let's go ahead and look in Google Classroom. Guys, it is super important if you do not want to be counted absent and have to go to Saturday school to make up days that you are doing attendance. So make sure that you go to your daily warm-up. In today's warm-up, I'm going to be explaining that, have a little discussion, and then mark your answer in the attendance. Don't get so caught up and worried about the right answer that you don't do the attendance. I just want to see what you think, okay, before we get started here. So let's go ahead and let's look at our daily agenda when you open up your warm-up. If you'll do this, it says, what is the earth doing in this image, and what does it cause to happen? So taking a little look here. What is the earth doing? What is that called? And what does it cause to happen? And I want you to go do that. I'm going to hit pause. I want you to hit pause on this video, and I want you to go do your attendance slide and put your answer in, and then come on back. Okay, you've just hit play. So let's talk about what this is. This is the earth spinning on its axis, and the vocabulary word for that in science is rotating. So the earth is rotating right now, and that causes us to have day and night. So there goes North America there. It's nighttime in North America, and now we see North America, so that's like the sunlight shining on it. It's daytime, and now it's night again. And now it's daytime in other parts of the world, night for us, and now it's daytime in North America again. We can see the South Pole down here, and we see the South Pole all the time, and we'll talk about what season that is on a different day. Okay, let's take a quick look. Our learning target is that you can model what causes day and night, and then we'll get to illustrating seasons, and that will start maybe the end of class today. I'll let you click around on some things, and we'll start that the next class meeting. Putting first things first, here's a list of some things that you need to add to your homework list and get taken care of before we start class the next time. This rainbow slide is a quiz grade. For those of you who play volleyball or football, you're going to be eligible if you have a 0 for that rainbow slide activity, so you need to get that turned in. Also, get your journal set up for this next unit that we're doing on earth cycles. The Ed Puzzle video kind of gives you some background information so you know what in the world's going on. And then we're not successful if we don't know our vocabulary. So I gave you a list of, I think it was 13 words to actually go through and make sure that you understand. Okay, next thing is we're going to find out the difference between rotation and revolution, because they're both deal with round spinning, going in circles, but they cause two different things to happen. So we're going to distinguish between those two terms. We're going to do a lab called What Time Is It? You're going to answer some questions that will be your daily grades. You need to make sure you're paying attention. And then the last thing, you're going to start exploring some seasons interactive. Don't forget for homework, do the PAT list. If on September the 21st and 22nd, you have an assignment that's number 2.B, as in boy. That meant you failed your test over astronomy, and you need to go do test corrections. That gives you the instructions on how to look at your questions you missed and how to correct that. That is due by 4 o'clock this Friday, the 25th. Okay. I just want to talk a little bit here about how we have the earth, and in this image, our sun would be way off to the upper right, okay? 8.4 light minutes away, because remember, our star is far away, and our sun is always illuminating half of our earth. Now, in this particular case, this is the North America. I know it's hard to see. I'm going to go to another image here, and over here is Florida. And then this is the East Coast. So those colonies that you're learning about in history class right now, you know that is the East Coast. So that's the East. This is East. So when you look at a map, on the right, it's the East. On the left, we know that as the West Coast. And so here's California. So Texas is about right here where I've placed this little house and this little image. So if we know that the earth rotates counterclockwise, okay? It rotates counterclockwise, so we're moving this direction. What is about to occur in San Antonio? So think about the fact that This would be rotating, spinning on its axis, and so this little house and person would be moving into this half-lit portion over here because the whole Earth is spinning like it was back up in this picture, okay? Just a little different orientation. So we would be spinning into the lit portion, so we would be having sunrise is about to happen. This is why we have our different time zones. You have East time zone, they're ahead of us, Central time zone, and then way over in the Pacific time zone, over here, they're behind us. So they're still sleeping, haven't woke up yet. You're waking up, they've already had their day starting and going. So we want to review the fact that we are going to focus today on rotation, spinning of the Earth on its axis. Then, starting next class period, we'll get into this whole revolution of us revolving around our sun. And then, in another week, we'll throw in the moon, because we got some moon action going on here too. Okay, so now let's go over to Google Classroom. You should have already done your attendance. Let's scroll down to the 23rd, 24th. But first things first, you need to make sure these 4 things are completed and add it to your homework to-do list tonight. Get it done before we meet next class period. All right, let's go to this lab. You're going to need a lamp today. So I have a lamp over here. You're going to need a sticker or put a marker or something between your eyebrows. And you're going to need to darken your room. And you're going to complete the procedures on this little handout here. I do want to talk to you about something. So I'm trying to, there we go. All right, so you are going to be, your head is going to be the Earth. So we know that the Earth is divided into a top half and a bottom half. So this middle part, about where your nose is the equator. Just for our pretend sake, San Antonio is about 27 degrees above the equator. So we're just going to put San Antonio, I need to move my sticker down a little bit, right here on our eyebrows. So that's going to represent us on our Earth. So the top of our head would be the North Pole. Our chin would be the South Pole. Now if you're looking at me, the west coast is typically on the left, but we've got to be opposite that. Because when you look at me, what you see as left is really my right. So if we've got north, south, west is going to be my right ear or your right ear. So it's going to be a little opposite. So west is going to be your right ear. East is going to be your left ear. Okay? I know that seems a little weird, but north, south, west is your right ear, east is your left ear, because you're inside the Earth. You're inside the core of the Earth looking out, so it's opposite. If I have this little doll, a person looking at me like a map, it would be opposite. Okay? Now with that, we are going to practice rotating. So you're going to have a lamp here, okay? And I've got a lamp, and that lamp is going to be your sun. So you're going to start out facing your sun, okay? Now, pretend if you're facing your sun, I've got it now for teaching purposes, act like you are the sun. Pretend you're the sun. I'm going to rotate, I want you to take and spin counterclockwise. It means opposite of clock. That means take your left hand. This is my left hand. And my left hand, when I go around, I'm going to spin to the left. Now, it might be backwards because as I'm looking at this, it's actually got it all flipped whenever I'm recording. But wherever your left hand is, you're going to rotate towards your left. That means your right ear would be in line with the lamp, okay? And you're going to answer some questions. Then the instructions are going to tell you to make another 1/4 turn to your left. Keep going, counterclockwise. Now, your star, your lamp, is to the back of your head. You make another 1/4 turn. Now your left ear is in line with your sun, which is your lamp, and pretend you are the sun shining on me, okay? You'll answer some questions and so on. So now I've made one complete rotation on my axis. So when you go and you open this, here's what you're going to have. You are going to create some illustrations to demonstrate that you understand what causes day and night, including the time of day. You're trying to figure out where you are located on the Earth when it's midnight, when it's noon, when it's sunrise and sunset. So that's what I mean by time of day. Those are your 4 choices. And then you're going to have some slide pictures that you're going to manipulate these icons to represent a space view. So let's pretend you could go in a big spaceship and look down on top of the North Pole, that I'm like flying up here looking down on the North Pole on my head, and I can see the sun, wherever your sun is. For me, it's right here, because that's you, the sun, and then we would have that perspective, okay? So here's your instructions. You've got a sticker, put a dot between your eyes, whatever. You're going to pretend that you are a person. If I have, this is my little Buzz Lightyear, standing on my earth, which is my head, okay? Okay, I'm back. We just had a change where kiddos came back in the classroom. So you are going to start off with facing your lamp. So pretend that you are my lamp, you're the star, and I'm facing you. Here we are. Pretend that I've got my little Buzz Lightyear standing there, and I've got to think, when I face the lamp, what time of day is it? Where is the sun? So you will then, on the directions, make a quarter turn towards your left so that your right ear is in line with this lamp or the sun. So let's go look at our instructions. Facing the lamp. If the sticker represents the location of your school, is the sun rising, overhead, or setting on your school? It says to slide the circle around your correct answer. So you can use your pen or pencil. We're standing here on our sticker. This is my head. Is the lamp overhead? Is it to my right, or is the lamp to my left? Okay, so you are going to slide the circle around your answer. Then it's going to ask what time of day would it be at school? Sunrise, sunset, noon, or midnight? Slide the other circle around your correct answer. So we're going to go through this one together. Since you're standing here and the lamp is out, if this is my head, the light is directly overhead. So you should have overhead. Done? When you are outside and the sun is straight over your head, is it sunrise, sunset, midnight, or noon? The answer is noon. Okay? So now we need to go to our next slide for our views. It says facing the lamp, slide the image to represent the views from both space and Earth. So if I were looking down on the Earth from the North Pole, here's my Earth, I can move it around, and here's my sun. Then this is going to be over here because it's straight in line with the sun. The sun would be straight overhead here with the Earth. Here's my North Pole. So what would it look like from Earth? Well, I'd be in my house at my school, and the sun, notice I have compass points here, north, south, east, and west. So this is like looking at a map. So the sun would be straight overhead, not rising or setting. Remember, the sun always rises in the east and always sets in the west at every place on the Earth. So remember that as you move through the other options. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to then move on your own at this point where you are going to make a 1/4 turn to your left so that your right ear is pointed to the lamp, looking straight ahead. Think about your person standing on your spot, and you've got to think, where is the sun in relation to your school? And you are going to then do the views, move the little person. Remember, we rotate counterclockwise towards our left. And you are going to work all the way through slide 12, which is questions 13 and 14. When you are finished with this, so you can hit pause and complete this lab and then come back and watch the rest of the video. Okay, I only have a little bit more time to finish up. You've finished your lab, turned it in. You're going to now answer these questions over what time is it. It's a Google form. In this Google form, you will notice that I actually have the sun on the opposite side of the Earth, but it still should be very easy for you to figure out where noon is and where midnight is, and still know that we always revolve counterclockwise. From the map view, make sure it's like north, south, east, and west. There is a compass. And then you are finished for the day. Have a good one.